This video is about sigil, logos, the 7 seals, and the 7 senses. So first let's look at sigil. It proves my point about the wordplay, anagrams, phonetics, etc. Sigil is logos backwards, with the emphasis on the I's and not the O's. Being concerned with oneself, one's race, one's family, things related to the self and not the future of humanity and the future of your descendants. The wordplay also allows for lie, guess. So lie and guess, right? Versus use martial arts senses. Seal. Okay, the G is the hidden hand of masonry, the silent G, like in Ebo and so on. And gnosis, Gnostics, right? So go, twist. See goal, so El, right? Which God, right? The devil is the one they're referring to. So guile, remember guile, cunning, lying, etc. Lie, gas. This is key. So when we look at the wordplay with cop, pick, peck. Cop also means to obtain something. I copped a pair of shoes. Okay. So peck for pecking order. So when we think about the word sense, right? One term I forgot to go over in the past is sensation. I've gone over senseless and sensible. But sensation, it has to do with feeling and senses, right? Where they overlap. Also sensational. It's also the difference between presentation, demonstration, and application, right? It is the image, right? It's sensational, That was a sensational presentation. Okay. Of course, sensible. Now, Gothic is also key in this. There's a long history. It connects to the different kinds of Goths. They connect to the Vatican and stories of racial pride. They're said to be the first Germans to convert to Christianity. A lot of people don't know that. That's also why you see this kind of controlled opposition paradigm. It stems from the secret societies surrounding the Jews, the Vatican, and various groups of people, especially certain ethnic groupings. So Gothic, go take, cat-o-I, cute, attack, go hack, cut-o, caught-a, right? Cat-o-I is very similar to cat-o-lick. Cat-o-lack, right? Cat-o-I, Gothic. Okay, that goes, that's backwards, right? The I becomes the A. When I say the cat-o-I, excuse me, it is really the cat-o, and that is the eye of the cat that I'm referring to. So that is the one, a slight mistake there. All right, so heart. Raw eye, try eye, a art, as opposed to martial arts, the art of Mars, which has become more of the E, right? I art, true eye, right, which is the A. Motor skills are said to explain why parents in a time of an emergency can lift up a car over an injured child. They describe motor skills as relating to punching, but there's a different set of motor skills, I forgot how they described them, that has to do with they've used the example of turning a key in a lock. Okay, so when you fight with surgical strikes, it is that same brute force part of the brain versus when you fight with brute force strikes, it's the same brute force part of the brain. When you strike with surgical strikes, it is a different set of motor skills. Of course, motor itself is a play on words, right? Backwards. Raw time, raw o. Okay, so raw times kills, right? Motor skills, right? Raw times kills. Raw o's kills. Okay, and this leads us to wisdom, idios, form. E-I dies. That is the form, idios. Idean, to see. These are the root terms of wisdom, you know, where it's derived from. Ad-I-on. Idean, I-D-E-I-N. Ad-I-on. To see. To add the I of on, Heliopolis. Okay. So enemies, this isn't going to make me very popular. Enemies, C-I main E, you know. LGBT, right? The G is silent. The T is the plus. B-L, right? Bell, right? B-L, L, phonetics applied. Bell is what you get. LGBT. T is the plus, the G is the hidden hand of masonry. Feminists, or Gnostic, the silent G. Feminists, faux min is. In parentheses, I put TS. Okay. Transsexuals, Baphomet, etc. Okay, gender-neutral Statue of Liberty, which is from the Colossus, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, which was based on Helios. The flame was said to be freedom, independence, where it's the Statue of Liberty, the nuance between liberty and freedom. Liberty as the sailors who belong to the ship, right? The dock, you know, which is also play on words. The doctor, son of a doctor, right? Birth, birth rate, and so on. So racist, race-ease, or race-as, basically the E's, right? They only see the flesh. They see, when you see anything but the A, you are an E. If you are not consistent with the divine order, you're an E. Then the only exception is the fake A, which is the bowl, the fence that covers the light, which tries to give you a little sample of the light. One could describe the left as the E, and the right as the bull that covers the light, where you have the elephant versus the jackass, right? To steal ass, to rape somebody, to set them up to be drugged and raped in the psych ward, which is what they're still trying to do to me to this day, from what I gather. And I'm getting mixed messages there. Satanists sought on as the bull. Okay, Satanists sought on, you know, and, which goes back to the bull of Heliopolis, Serapis, Apis, and so on. So, sparring with pure light or inability to treat man fairly is all it proves if you don't. So either you spar with the pure light, or all you and your race and your groups are showing man is that you have an appalling inability to treat man fairly. So losing in disgrace versus the honor and spirit. So either way, those who aren't chosen by God are going to lose in the sparring match, in the natural sparring match. Okay. From the true perspective, the A. And so either they're going to lose it in disgrace from cheating and so on, lose by default, or they're going to lose with honor and spirit by doing it the right way. So now let's go to the sigil, right? The 7 seals. Remember I went over how sigil is also seal. The 2 I's become an E and an A. The G is the silent G, right? Seal. The 7 seals, the 7 sigils. Okay, what does it mean? Well, it means the earth is becoming hell. You know, they worship L, Baal. H is the fence, right? L. E with 2 L's, one could see it as Yah, Bol, On. So the moon god, the bull of Heliopolis, and On. So Osiris and Apis, okay? Serapis taking over On is another way to look at it. Pretty sure about this. I'll be surprised if I was wrong. You know, the idea is what really matters, even if the wordplay is off. Okay, so you reap what you sow, right? Pure or poor. In Revelations, I believe it's 19:1. If I have time, I'll read it at the end. The angel pours, you know, in 19 somewhere, the angel is standing on the sun and pours the sun's spirit on humanity. Okay, so basically, it's another flood without Noah, on, Noah backwards, right? It's due because of the breeding. So when we dock, right? Anchor, right? In core, on core, Heliopolis, the core, right? And of course, you know, sex, a repetitive event, right? You don't just have sex one time and hope you get pregnant. You know, you have sex with your wife over and over again, right? On core, okay? In core, on the core. The birth, the coin, to coin the term, right? The 2 sides of the coin, the 2 sides of the Narmer palette, for example. Render unto Caesar that which is his, right? There's the other side of the coin. So if Satan takes over the world, which he's going to do after I die, symbolically and otherwise, you know, spiritually, in every way that matters, you must render to the earth unto the devil. You all put his images everywhere. The earth is thoroughly contaminated. It's licked by the devil, right? So fair representation in court, okay? It goes back to, spar with a pure light or it's useless. There's no fair representation for people who have cultivated in the pure spirit of God. So, the whole point of this martial arts contest is to show who's God's representative, and reproduction in the spirit is key. It's not just this person is born right now, and if he beats everyone else, he's the top martial artist, he's God's representative. No, this person represents generations of building up to this, like the pyramid, right? Building up layer by layer to this point. And that is how God works in the long term. He blesses people as a group, as an individual, as bloodlines. Jesus said, I am the root and the offspring of David, right? It was building up toward Jesus. Okay, so Protestant, protest on. Of course, Catholics, aren't much better. Feeling and sense. So women denied me my rightful place between a gorgeous wife's woman's legs. So everyone and their mom denied me. That's why the list of enemies is what it is, first and foremost. LGBT, feminists, atheists, racists, Satanists, and worse, criminals, just like I used to have on my wall. Before I took it down trying to be diplomatic, that was a mistake. Organized, right? The mind state you need to be in to be successful at school. Organs, right? The heart, right? Eyes add. The organ eyes add. The heart as the seat of intelligence. Balance your mind, body, and soul with heart. Spirit through the heart. Okay. Root in Africa of all cultures. So when you say, well, it's not fair, but the people that, if your race is doing the right thing, then they're going to be represented by Narmer, by people like me. Okay. If you're more like people like me. For example, if you're a Native American, why would you want to contribute to the slaughter of the true Son Spirit? The true Spirit of God through the Son, okay, when that's what was done to you. So you represent the spirit of the colonialists who killed you and your religion if you do the same thing. They're just saying, well, we're worried about how it's going to affect our people. You're no better than they are if you team up with them to cheat me out of my rightful place. All right, so sparring without pure challenge, what does it mean? Nothing. So if it's not done the right way and you sabotage people like me, it means nothing. So this shows you that it is a Luciferian direction without no hope of a change, without no hope of reversing this thing one day. Okay, so UFC is an example. Where's the spirit, right? There's no claim that these people are God's representatives. They've changed the nature of the challenge, and there's no one claiming this thing or that thing because they know. To return to the true nature is to admit that you've lost the doorman. You've lost the gate. And you're cut out of heaven, so they have no choice but to do it the Luciferian way. Open sparring competition, whether they pretend to restore it or not. Open sparring competition, no religious emphasis, no fair representation. Okay, I went over that. Pharaoh, Sun Center. By accepting a challenge that doesn't apply pure principles of good, you already show the world that you aren't Pharaoh. So how are you going to be Pharaoh if you're doing things in a way that's Luciferian? You've already shown the world you're not fair. You're already not fair. Same problem they have voting for half-truths as a group, that they're faced with again. It's the same problem they have, by voting, when they vote for these half-truths as a group. So God's builders, 7. Think of 7 builders, okay? One of them builds the pyramids and does it right. The other 6 team up together in the spirit of the 6 to cheat the 7. And they basically all thrown in the fire. Well, I'm almost out of time. So wisdom, idios, form, C-D-I, E-I dies. That's the form of wisdom. Idean, to see. Okay, I went over this. Decipher the wordplay. Okay, so some of these Luciferians, through the gang stalking, partially helped me decipher the wordplay, which is just tasting my tail anyway. This was their job to describe to you, if they were going to follow God, why I'm right through their own wordplay. Not my job. So I lost time training that I could have given to mankind. The true kingdom is lost to wasting time explaining to men what other men did not have the heart or honor to. Okay, I'm almost out of time. So they've taken the God-given respect from the race. They've allowed for the mass exploitation of the race, the rape, defilement of their women, the mental slavery for their race, dishonoring for the women, contaminate the world for the future generations of their race. I am Ra says, and the anointed.